Brian Goodwin is my guest, and he is in studio. Brian, my man, good to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, man. Thanks for having me, Jim.
It's really good to have you. Listen, you've got a great backstory, which we'll get into, but how about that SoCal lifestyle? How you like living out here and working out here?
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's not much not to like, really. The weather's great. The atmosphere is wonderful. Y'all been showing me a little hospitality, man. You got beaches everywhere and shopping everywhere. You can't beat it.
Man, you know what's up. You know what's up. My man knows what's up. And it also helps when the team is playing well. So you beat Toronto last night. You've now won 5 of your last 6. Team got kind of off to a slow start, but you're playing really well right now. You've got a chance to finish that sweep this evening. What's the vibe like around the club and the fact that you guys keep finding ways to win?
That's just it. Everybody is just, we know we can win. We know we will win. And everybody's just super confident. I guess, I don't know. I'm just getting here, so I'm brand new. But the vibe is like we go into every game thinking we're going to win. And everybody goes out and they play their tails off, and everybody's got each other's backs. When you have people doing that and going all out for each other, I mean, it's just a good situation.
Hey, listen, the thing about chemistry, right? People like to talk about, man, that's so overrated. It doesn't mean anything. It seems to me the guys who think the chemistry doesn't matter play on teams where there is no chemistry, right? I mean, guys picking each other up is a real thing.
It's huge. It's huge.
Now, as part of finding ways to win, though, Brian Goodwin in studio, you came up in the bottom of the 8th with a score tied at 3 on Tuesday night. What was your approach going into that at bat?
Against a guy like that, they had you just have to know how they're going to attack you. I think you gotta have a plan before you even go to the plate. So, and I got a good idea of what they were trying to do to me the whole game. So by the time I got to my last AB, I kind of knew what to look for and what I was looking for and what they were going to do with the guy that they had on the mound, and they just so happened to do it right by the book. And
right.
Caught him.
So, I was going to say, when you know what's coming, you can catch one, and you got a hold of it. You went to deep right center for the go-ahead run, 4-3 for the win. What was that moment like for you?
It's big, man. It's big because, like you said, we've been riding some games, and we've been one hit away or a run away from winning some of these games that we're always in, and just get that big hit and take the lead and going into the 9th. Knowing our bullpen is solid, and they come in, and we got the white horse coming in and closing it down, and so once we go up by 1 that late in the game, you kind of feels good knowing you might have that one in the bag.
Brian Goodwin joining me in studio. We're talking Angel baseball, which I'm always happy to do. Now, you go back to last year when you were traded from Washington to Kansas City in July. Listen, you know it's business. You understand this. But what's it like when you find out you've been traded by the organization that drafted you and brought you up?
It was kind of bittersweet. I say it was bitter, obviously, because of the backstory. I got drafted by those guys. That was the first people that actually gave me a chance. I feel like they drafted me from a baby. I remember if you saw the pictures, I don't know, I posted on Instagram, but if you saw the pictures, man, I was baby-faced and freshly shaved, and I was just beginning to start. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but also I wasn't in the greatest situation, and we had a lot of talent, very talented team. And it wasn't much opportunity for playing time. So I saw that with Kansas City. So that would be the sweet side of it, that I was looking at an opportunity to get some more playing time.
That's the biggest thing, right? So you go to Kansas City and you get off to a good start. In your first 5 games, you go 8 for 17, you're dialed in, you're seeing the ball well, but then you suffer a groin injury and you got to go on the injured list. How frustrating was that time?
Super frustrating.
Right?
Super frustrating, yeah. It was kind of punch in the gut. Like you said, you get off to a good start. That's what you want to do when you get to a new team. And, you see an opportunity for more playing time like I was getting at the time, and playing against righties, lefties, everybody, and doing pretty well. So to kind of put that momentum I had going on hold, it kind of hurt a little bit.
Brian Goodwin joining me in studio. So what you do then in the offseason, it seems like you took your conditioning in the offseason to a new level. Is that true? And if so, what was the thinking? Why was that?
Oh, that's super true, and that's a lot of thanks goes to the Kansas City staff that they have, the medical staff they have over there. But a lot of the issues we were looking at were consistently happening over and over. So we had to find, what it was that was going on and what we needed to change, and I think we addressed it. And once we finally put a name to it and saw exactly what it was, I just had to, put in the time to clean it up and make everything right.
All right, so you're doing the work in Raleigh, and you come back to the point where you have single-digit body fat. So what kind of workouts were you doing, and then how does it feel to see those results?
Man, they had me doing all kinds of stuff.
Like what?
The workouts were intense, man. We were just running. We were running 2 a day, so I was in the gym about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we would work out with my man Will Parker. He would work me out for about an hour and a half, and he'd do everything he could to push me to want to throw up by the time I left there. But after that, we would get some good work in, and then I would drive up to Durham, and I had my guy Mark Mueller up at Duke, and he was my speed guy. So I would leave straight from the weightlifting, and I go to Duke, and I hit the track for about an hour and a half every day, and we just ran it for the whole off season.
So, I mean, you're putting all this time in. I'm wondering, was there like a moment, was there some kind of like soul searching that went on? For instance, I mean, you're a former first round pick, but you're getting kind of dinged up and the injuries are accumulating. Did it kind of hit you one day where like, something's got to change, and if it's going to change, I have to change it myself?
Oh, absolutely. I think when it really hit me was in Kansas City. The first time I got there, and they're looking you over and looking you up and down, and the strength coach is saying, you got to come in for your weight and your body fat and stuff like that. And the whole time I'm just dreading it. Like, this is the last thing I want to do. My clothes don't fit that good, and my shirts are kind of stretched out. So,
hey, man, we've all been there, right? Like, you're just not feeling good about you, right?
Yeah. It was.
Welcome to my life, my man. Welcome to my life every day, bro. Every day.
Come on, you SoCal, man. Y'all out here with no shirts on, living in the sunlight.
Hell no, not me, man. I'm not taking mine off till I get some work in. But you get through that, right? And you know that you got to put the time in, you got to get the work in. At any point, did you ever lose any kind of identity as to who you were as a ball player?
I think so. I think kind of in DC, kind of towards the end, like I said, it kind of got to the point where, it's like, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? What do I need to do? Because I know that I've been playing up to this long, and this isn't me. So something's got to change.
Right. So you knew you could play. You come here, and so and things are going great right now. When you get to the Angels, how did you approach that? Did you want to prove the Royals wrong, or did you want to prove the Angels right?
I might have had a little chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
From the Royals, but I wouldn't say I put enough energy into the Royals to be able to say that it was about them. I think it was more so the second part of the question, that it was more to prove the Angels right.
Brian Goodwin joining me in studio. Now, after tonight's game, you've got tomorrow off, and then you're playing the Astros in Monterrey, Mexico on Saturday and Sunday. Are you looking forward to the experience, and how do you approach a road trip like that?
Oh, absolutely. I've been to Mexico one other time. I played winter ball in Mexico. I had a wonderful time. Great people over there, great fan base. It's lovely over there also, especially it'll be real nice this time of year. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. Getting over there and getting into the lifestyle and living it up for a couple days.
So yeah, that'll be a fun time. I got to ask you about Mike Trout. Like, Mike Trout, obviously you get asked about him a lot because he's just such a different dude. I mean, my man is so good in this community. He is so good with the kids, and you know that nobody can swing it quite like this guy. What's it like to see him on a day-to-day basis, the way he approaches his work?
It's fun. It's it gives you that. It gives you that playing the game like a kid feel again. It just you can feel the energy that he brings to the park every day, and he's just excited to be there. He's excited to be there, and people that are happy like that are genuinely fun to be around. And he's just a great guy to be around and spend time with, pick his brain, and obviously you can learn a thing or two from him. So he's just a great guy. I like being around him and Albert like a ton.
Like, what do you talk to Pujols about? I mean, that's a guy who's been through everything, seen everything. That's a good guy to sit down and pick his brain. What kind of conversations do you have with him?
I keep saying he's the OG, man. You can ask that dude anything because he can tell you about life. He can tell you about baseball, the business. He's been through every bit of it. So there's really not a question that you can't ask him.
Did he tell you to go to my man Javier and see Javier in Crystal Cove? You are now a 949 guy. I say this to everybody who comes into this town to play. Have you been to Javier's?
I have.
And what do you think? Does it live up to the hype?
Javier's is doing something right over there.
See what I'm saying? The next person I send there that doesn't say that will be the first. He's hitting .321 on the year. He is top 10 in the American League in batting average and OPS, a former first-round pick of Washington, but doing it with the Angels. Brian, glad you came in studio, man. Glad to have you in my house, and I appreciate the visit. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Good job.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.